Greetings, I am the wrestling fan. I may not be the best wrestling fan, but I am the finest, and welcome to another rendition of The Wrestling Fan Shoots On. Alright, what am I shooting all over this time? Oh, I've been waiting for this. I've been so excited to shoot all over this, and I've actually been exercising and lifting weights just to make sure my energy was up for this, because this is just amazing. I know that I keep picking on Hulk Hogan. I'm sorry, he just keeps pissing me off, either with old stuff or even new stuff he's doing. I mean, the sex tape I can't stop joking about. Hell, even WWE made a joke about it at the Hall of Fame. I think it was Edge. And they're PG, and they even took a shot at him. Okay, for those of you who don't know, Hulk Hogan came out and said that he had one more idea that he thought could bring TNA, Impact Wrestling, whatever the hell it's called now, I don't watch the shitty product. He had one idea that could save the company. And I'm pretty sure he actually said could save the company. What an egotist. Now, I thought maybe his idea was to fire himself. That would have been, that would have given me a boner. I would have been so damn excited. No, of course not, because he can't give up those paychecks. Oh my God, do you know how much Hulk Hogan makes per appearance? It's like in the six figures, and the high six figures. He doesn't deserve it. Dixie Carter, sweetie, wait, let me talk to you in a way you understand. You're paying that big tan walrus too much money, and he ain't doing shit for your product, okay? And you don't know shit about professional wrestling. You need to go away. And I'm really happy that your mommy and daddy cut you off from the millions of dollars because you're not spending it wisely. And I realize that that kind of went into a British accent. I apologize. I can't separate British and Southern. Same thing, whatever. But they're paying him way too much fucking money. At least in WCW, when he came over and he became the highest paid wrestler at that time, or even ever, at least he actually, eventually, you know, the NWO thing happened and he was drawing and they had ratings and merchandise. At least he earned the money. In TNA, he hasn't earned shit. But I digress. I know it's off the subject. Okay, if you haven't heard, Hulk Hogan's brilliant fucking idea is to have the fans, you, me, whoever, TMZ style, and I know these people are pieces of shit, but TMZ style, film the wrestlers on their days off, at the airport, at restaurants, and then post them online to get the word out about Impact Wrestling. Where the fuck do I begin? Okay, I like the fact that Hulk Hogan, his instinct was to do something TMZ, since they've been all over him the past few years. Hell, the past fucking decade, it seems. I guess to try to get some of the heat off him, maybe even off the sex tape, and... Anyway, I like that he didn't think, okay, we need to go out and search for talent, like from Ring of Honor, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, the Japanese organizations. No, that wasn't his first thought. That we shouldn't be spending money so carelessly. That, you know, we should broaden our horizons and really try to, you know, spread our product out in other states and towns and stuff like that. No, that wasn't the idea. Or that maybe we should stop copying WWE at every fucking turn. Maybe that's an idea. How about that? Because it's failing, guys, okay? Stop trying to copy WWE. It just makes you look pathetic and makes you look small time, which you are. You know, we shouldn't try to take the talent that we have and build them up, which they kind of are doing a little bit. We shouldn't hire better writers. You know, they already fired Vince Russo, which was great. Or we shouldn't get rid of Eric Bischoff, who, he's not a wrestling genius, guys. He's a fucking moron who got lucky one time. Sorry. He plays a good character on TV. He's not going to do shit for TNA, Impact Wrestling, whatever the hell it's called. His idea had nothing to do with professional wrestling. Nothing. Absolutely zero. It was just that the fans should post videos online of wrestlers in their most intimate hour at times where they don't want to be disturbed by fans. Okay? There's this fucking moron online who, I guess he's a world famous wrestling guy who talks about wrestling online, and yeah, I know that I'm a dick just like that, but whatever. I'm sure I'm better, but he has a lot more fans than I do, so maybe he's the better man. But he posted how he was sitting next to John Cena at an airport and asked him for a picture. And John Cena said, "I'm going home," and then didn't talk to him. And it was just the two of them, and the guy said online, "Well, you know what? Thanks a lot, John Cena. It was for my 4-year-old niece, so I guess you're basically like, fuck all the fans and fuck everyone else. I gotta go home." Okay, you know what? From what I've heard, John Cena's going through a divorce. But even if he wasn't going through a divorce, even if he was still the happiest fucking guy in the world, he's at the airport trying to go home. Sometimes he doesn't want to do autographs. And I don't believe this guy's story for a second. I don't remember what his name is. I've never heard of him. I could care less about him. And why the fuck would your niece want a picture with you and John Cena? I think she'd want her and John Cena, or even an autograph. So you look like a fucking moron, okay? You look like an idiot. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because, one, I want to say that guy's a fucking idiot. I wish I could remember his name, but he didn't leave any kind of impression on me, so that's why I don't remember it. But the reason why I'm bringing it up is because wrestlers in their spare time, yeah, I know they have to sign autographs, take pictures, blah, blah, blah. But when they're trying to go to the hotel after they travel so much, they have really hard lives. If you make it in wrestling, you get paid really well, and you're world famous, and you get to do what you love, and it's terrific. But at the same time, you're away from your family, you're away from your friends. You know, you're on the road all the time. You're basically like a trucker on the road. You're just traveling from town to town to town, and your body's getting beat up. You're a professional athlete. Sometimes at 2 in the morning, the last thing you want is some little pissant following you around with their iPhone trying to take a video of you because the Hulkster told me to. Hulk Hogan, you are so much behind the times in professional wrestling. It's debilitating. I mean, you need to leave. I'm not kidding. You said if this didn't work, if this idea doesn't work, that you will leave Impact Wrestling. Well, I think you're a liar. I don't think you're going anywhere because you want the fame, you want that TV, the TV cameras on you, you want to be Hulk Hogan once again. And you know what? I get that. I get that you want to keep reliving who you are. And you deserve to. You're Hulk Hogan. You're a Hall of Famer. You made your name in wrestling. And I'm hard on you. You weren't the greatest wrestler ever. You were one of the greatest superstars ever, I'll give you that. But you've made more money than I ever will, more fans than I ever will. I do respect you in terms of what you accomplished in wrestling. As a human being, you're an idiot, and you're pathetic. And I'm a nobody, but you know what? As the wrestling fan, and you know, as a man who loves, even at my age, I love professional wrestling, and I hate what old-timers like you try to do to it. Almost like you're trying to kill it and put it in a coffin and put it in the ground, cover it in cement, and say, fuck it. I can't do it anymore, so nobody else should be able to too. It's awful. It makes me so angry that old-timers like you, and you are an old-timer, get over it. You can barely walk. I'm being petty. Okay, but when I heard this idea, that this was his grand idea, and the fact that they even brought it up to the wrestlers shows me that the management at Impact Wrestling is, I mean, horrific. I've heard it is, but that they don't know what the hell they're doing. They can't tell one good idea from another good idea or a good idea from a bad idea, and the fact that they couldn't tell this was a horrible idea, that they should have went, I know you're Hulk Hogan, but you ever bring up an idea like that again, I am going to punch you so hard in the chest that I will be able to rip out your heart and show it to you like from Temple of Doom. Okay? It's just, wow. Remember a few years ago when Impact Wrestling was actually in competition, at least in their minds, with WWE, and they were trying to restart the Monday Night Wars? I mean, that is a company that could do so much. They could do so much. They should have brought in Paul Heyman. Maybe he's the answer they need, maybe they're not. Maybe he got lucky with ECW once. But I've heard he's a brilliant booker. I mean, from what I've seen in ECW, he is a brilliant booker. He's a brilliant writer, he's a brilliant booker, he's a brilliant personality, he's a brilliant wrestling mind. And he went in to talk with Dixie Carter, and they got close to something. But he said he wanted complete control over the product. He probably wanted to fire guys like Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff, God forbid. It's not like they're a cancerous tumor in Impact Wrestling. Wait, that's exactly what they both are. But anyway. She said no because he asked for so much money, he wanted so much control. Well, you know what, Dixie? You're going to be on the streets having to suck a lot of Dixie just to get the money to pay for this floundering company, okay? And that's the truth, because this company is going downhill. I know they still have ratings. I know they have a fan base, and I'm sorry, I'm not making fun of anyone who likes TNA or Impact Wrestling and hates WWE. That's fine. I've always been a WWE guy, and when they're not giving me what I want, I try to find it somewhere else. Impact Wrestling has never given me what I want, ever. Not once. And I'm just one wrestling fan, so who gives a shit? But when they brought in Hulk Hogan, I knew it was a mistake, and it hasn't given them anything except for stupid storylines and a guy just trying to stay in the limelight, and who thinks that an idea like, let's have the fans film our wrestlers TMZ style, break into their personal lives, and show it to the world, he thinks that's a good idea? When did wrestling not become about wrestling anymore? I mean, I know WWE, they don't even really say the word wrestling anymore, but they still seem to care about professional wrestling, for the most part. They focus on other things, but Impact Wrestling, what is going on with you? And Hulk Hogan, what is going on with you? Where you would think that this is a good idea. You've been in this business for like 40-some years. And Ric Flair's there. Where are you? Do you have no say in anything? To where you can't raise your hand as a 16-time world champion and go, he's a fucking moron, and he needs to go. Do you not have any pull there? Because if you don't, go back to WWE. I mean, I think I'm out of stuff to say. Or I'm out of stuff to say. It's just, it amazes me that an idea like this was even brought up on the dirt sheets on the internet, because it should have just been buried forever. And I've heard that Impact Wrestling wrestlers are not taking well to it, and a lot of people aren't. Everyone thinks it's a horrible idea. So you know what? I don't wish any harm on Hulk Hogan, but he needs to leave that company. And they really need to find somebody who can be like a phoenix and come in and bring that company up. Because you know what? They're never going to get to where WWE is. It's not going to happen. But they could still be a respected wrestling company that brings up good talent and who makes money and gives their fans what they want. And it's hard to give every wrestling fan what they want, but do they really think this is something the fans care about? That the fans are just going to really be excited about filming wrestlers? How about you give them good storylines? Or even satisfying storylines, or great wrestling matches. How about that? I mean, Jesus Christ, guys. It's just every year you get worse and worse. I don't know how you have ratings. I don't know how you have anything. Get rid of Hulk Hogan, okay? If I have to go picket down in Florida to get rid of Hulk Hogan, I will do it eventually, because, Hulk, you're making a mockery out of the sport, and you need to go away. Or figure out you have a problem, get an intervention, and deal with your problem. Because, just wow.